I'm excited.
Welcome to episode 2 of uh what did I end up naming it? Fuck, start
Gateway.
over.
It's gateway to the heavens.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's try it again.
That's as far as the
Okay.
script
Yeah,
went. It
let's-
was welcome to the heavens. First was improvising the rest.
No,
Okay,
y'all.
got
This is
him.
improvising. Yes, and.
Okay, welcome to Gateway of the Heavens, episode 2, Night of the Bleeding Sky. Woo! So, can anyone tell me what happened last session? Or want to try? I
Not
have
all at once, guys.
So, oh, go ahead, Kyle.
No. Fuck no. You got this.
3 adolescents were accepted into the Dogwartz Wizard Academy, and they were all picked up individually in their respective homes. First being Seamus, and then he was introduced to this really handsome looking, but deceptively so because he's actually hundreds of years old. This cool guy human wizard named Harold. He's class president. And Harold's best friend and possibly girlfriend, Elfira, who is a kind of like this pixie kind of like creature, like flying around. Do I have that right? And
She's fairy, yeah.
Fairy. I'm gonna write that down. Fairy. And then they went and picked up Genevieve from her as she was in the middle of learning with her mentor. And from there, they went to go pack her things in her mansion. We briefly met Genevieve's mom, who was really excited for Genevieve, but Genevieve showed a little bit of reluctance. And then from there, we went to right by the academy where Admirable's parents lived. The Phases professors, they're both professors at the Wizard Academy. Professors Phase and Professor Phase. And there, Admirable was picked up, and then we all hoofed it to Dogwartz Academy, where we went to their orientation. We were greeted by the headmaster named Carsus. Thinks pretty highly of themselves. Floats up in the sky and greets us. Shoots fireworks. Does dog noises to greet us. What else? We in the orientation we get an introduction of the school. We all get our familiars, and then we all get our wands. And then we test the wand a little bit. Then we were surprised by a PvP battle in a Coliseum. The first went Seamus versus Admirable, in which Seamus was able to take the win with the sleep spell, and both were ultimately grateful about it because they're actually going pretty hard on each other. And then Serenity versus another student that is new to Dogwartz named Genevieve, who comes from the neighboring country of
Serenity.
Oh, sorry, I said Genevieve. Yeah, another student named Serenity that comes from the neighboring country of Delphi. And so they go at it. Genevieve manages to take that one, and they're all surprised at how hard Genevieve went. Genevieve was embarrassed because Serenity actually collapsed. After that, they were all welcomed into the school. They were then allowed to... Oh, they were given a tour of the school. They went to the botanical gardens, the farm, the classrooms, the library, and they learned that they can go from anywhere that they want in the academy by just opening a door, or opening any door, or willing a door into existence. Which one was it?
Willing a door. The door that you need pops up.
So as you need a door to get anywhere on campus, you just think about it, take the door right to where you need to go, and you appear on the other side. After that, they picked their beds as they all share the same bedroom in this class. Classes are small, and this one's comprised of 4 people. And then we went into the town for some exploration. We went to a restaurant / pub area where we talked over drinks. learned a little bit about the history between Alexandria and Delphi, which Alexandria is kind of like their beliefs lay in magic, while Delphi's more so religion, and there's a conflict because of that. After that, we went shopping for some suspicious, for some
Non-ethically sourced clothing.
Exactly, non-ethically sourced clothing, and then we return. Eventually, we return back into the dorm, and that is where Admirable wakes up in the middle of the night to hear sounds of Serenity speaking outside, saying something awfully suspicious.
Yep. Okay, that was. Thank you for summarizing that first episode. That was really good. And then I'll just say that you guys also got your wands and your familiars, and the names of your familiars. If you haven't named them yet, feel free to name them now, or in game, like whatever you want to name them. But yeah. Okay. So I'll skip my review then, and we'll head right into it. Okay, so last we heard, Admirable had woken up to the sound of Serenity talking, and from his bed he can see a door kind of like this one in the pitch darkness, with only in the room lit only by the stars outside the window. He can see only this streak of light. The paintings on the wall know that there's a secret of brewing. They seem to have shifted from the paintings you first saw when you walked in. Now they have shadowy figures creeping around in the grassy plains. Admirable, since your bed was closest to Serenity, you jawed awake, alert at the sense of rules being broken. Your familiar shakes themselves awake too, ready to protect you. The donkey gets up, looks. The fog seems to have grown thicker outside the windows, and you swear that you saw a shadow walking by. The deer in the painting is sleeping in a grassy field, but turns its head to where the shadow once was, almost like it saw the same thing. You see a door next to Serenity's bed, where she seems to be talking to Olgor. What do you want to do?
All right. I want to try to see if I can hear anything about the conversation that's going on.
Okay. Roll investigation.
Four.
Okay. So you hear a little bit. You hear Serenity go, "I'm sorry, Olgor. There must be another way in. Maybe we can ask them to help us. They seem nice." Olgor goes, "We can't trust them. They have no faith. They're just like every other Alexandrian. They will just do what's best for them. See our weakness." Okay. And then, since you were discovered because your roll kind of sucked. Sorry. Okay, Olgor looks at you through the door. The door creaks open a little bit, and through his non-scarred eye, goes to knock you out when Serenity stops him. She holds him back, and she goes, "I don't know how to tell you this. Can you help us?"
I go to wake up Seamus.
And she looks a little scared. She's like, I don't
Seamus,
know.
can you help me out here?
I groggily sort of like rub my eyes and sit up in bed, like clearly still not half awake, half awake, half asleep. Oh, what's happening?
Okay. Be really quiet because we don't want to wake Genevieve.
You really what?
There's so be really there's someone at the window and I don't feel good helping them, but I feel like we need to help them.
Oh, I hop up and I walk over to the window and sort of peer through the crack.
Okay, so this is the door. So you guys are now looking out the window at the moon where the shadow was, but Serenity's on the door to the right. So, is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, this is window. This is Seamus. This is Admirable. This is Door. And Serenity and Olgor. So
hey,
now,
Serenity, what's going on?
Yeah. Okay. And Serenity goes, I need to get into Professor Carsus's house. And I was supposed to win the battle yesterday. I didn't. And now everything's gonna change. And I don't know if I can stop this war.
What war? Oh, the war that's going on. Why is it your job to stop it?
You recall that she's heir to the throne of Delphi.
Oh.
And
that's why.
and
How are you supposed to stop a war if you're in school? You come to school to learn.
I'm in school to learn. I've always wanted to learn more about magic. I'm more open-minded than a lot of the people I know in Delphi, but that's not my only purpose. People in Delphi are losing their power, and we don't know why. We've traced it back to this school. The Circle of Eight have always come out of this school, and we can sense a strange magic coming from here. I'm connected to Mistra, and she's telling me that whatever is happening in Delphi is happening because of here. Usually everyone else can talk to her too, but she hasn't been able to talk to anyone else, and something's wrong.
Do I know much about Mistra? Like, would I know?
No.
Okay, so I don't know what she's the goddess of, or
Delphi only.
What can you tell me about Mistra?
Mistra is the goddess of magic. They say that Mistra is the reason that there's any magic at all. At least that's what we're taught to believe in Delphi. I'm not sure what else. She seems pretty nice from the conversations I've had with her.
Do you talk to her regularly?
Yeah, the royal family gets to talk to her, but me and Mr. have an especially close bond.
And she just told you that you needed to be here?
Yeah, her visions and the things she's been saying to me, usually I can just feel what she's saying. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's coming in bits and pieces. This was my biggest clue, though. Do I know what the Circle of Eight is? Yeah. So that is like the Council of Wizards that rules Alexandria. Got it. Okay. The Circle of Eight, of course. Okay. So breaking into a professor's house isn't going to be easy.
Yeah, I don't know if I can morally let you do that. My parents would kill me.
She goes, I know it might be tough, but maybe you guys can look for me since you guys are going to be invited, since you guys win the battle. And she's talking to Seamus and then Genevieve, who is like asleep.
If I happen to see something in there, I'll let you know. What am I supposed to look for?
Well, actually, I was hoping Olgor might be able to go with you. Maybe we could talk to Professor Carsus tomorrow, or maybe he could use I could use my invisibility spell on him.
I just got here and I'm not trying to get kicked out. Why does Olgor need to come with? I thought he was your bodyguard. Shouldn't he stay with you to keep you safe?
He should keep me safe, but I mean, I could try to go if that you feel more comfortable. Olgor steps in front of me and he goes, or steps in front of Serenity and goes, "No, I should do it. You've done enough." To myself, he's like talking to me.
It sounds like you guys have a very specific task in mind. So before we break you into a professor's house, how about you tell us a little bit more about what that's all about? Especially if I'm bringing your friend.
Yeah, well,
no offense, Olgor. Is Olgor even enrolled here? Do you even go here?
No, he's just my bodyguard.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So, well, I mean, I can't really tell you. This is the only reason why I need to go into the professor's house is because that's my only clue. And if people in Delphi are losing their power, we're gonna lose this war. And not only are we gonna lose this war, but whatever we have left is going to be thrown at this country. And I would really like to not have a war, personally.
Wait, so you don't have any clues, but also you want to just be there? Do you know what you're looking for? It seems like there's stuff you're not telling us, and if we're going to be helping you, I think we both need to be honest with each other, especially if I'm going to be breaking
Yeah,
rules and potentially getting expelled.
So
Okay.
despite being very suspicious of Genevieve and their ulterior motive,
You mean
Admirable
Serenity?
is no of Genevieve. I'm going to rouse her awake to see what she thinks of the situation and whose side she decides to be on. So I walk over to the bed and I say, "Hey Genevieve, there's kind of something going on right now.
What?
Maybe you want to come hop in."
What's the matter, Admirable?
So, Serenity wants us to break into a teacher's house.
A teacher's house? Why?
It's either that or they lose the war, apparently.
Or there is a war, or they lose a war.
We're preventing a war, but tensions are high.
So there isn't a war currently.
No, just high tension.
Okay.
Serenity, what do you need from the professor's house?
I'm not sure what I'll find there yet. I know something's wrong, and I can sense that it's coming from him.
Well,
Do you trust us to tell you what there is? Or is there something specific that we should look for? Because honestly, sneaking you guys in, if we get expelled, I feel like the war's just going to happen because, you know, if we get expelled, that's sort of it. We're all gone from the school. So if you want, we can just go and look around and tell you anything that we see. I mean, I don't want a war either.
war?
She's thinking a little bit. She's a little worried that if someone, either her or Olgor, doesn't go, that they might miss something. But she's hesitant. Roll persuasion.
Can I meet Mistra?
She barely talks to me.
I mean, I'm pretty cool.
And Serenity is she wants to say yes, but she also, it's not a part of her religion to be dishonest or to outrightly lie. So she goes, you I don't think you can. It's more of a royal blood thing.
Oh, got it. I rolled a 7 on the old persuasion.
Yeah, she says, I don't think that's gonna work. I think we maybe if we can find something where, like an invisibility cloak, where we can maybe get near Olgor to go, or we could just talk to Professor Carsus, see if we can come to dinner too.
I don't think talking to them is going to go very well, considering that tensions are high and professors here seem to be a bit pretentious. But if you guys are managed to sneak in with some sort of invisibility cloak, I won't say anything. But if you get caught, you snuck in.
Okay,
Admirable immediately gets into bed and pretends to be asleep because he doesn't want to be a snitch, but he can't go along with this. So instead of saying like I'll be okay with it, I just get into bed and pretend to be asleep. I go,
I think the less of your plan that we know, the better. And I don't think talking to them is going to be a good idea. But I think of an invisibility cloak is a good idea.
Yeah, maybe if you guys happen to leave the invitation with the directions to get to the house in the room sometime.
I can be pretty forgetful.
Yeah, it would be such an accident if, someone else were to see that.
Genevieve is like wiping sleep from her eyes, and she goes, "What was this? I've heard of war."
Well, Genevieve, it's kind of a long story. I think you kind of learned at the bar yesterday. that tensions have been high between Delphi and Alexandria, and right now, people in Delphi are losing their power.
What does you having to go to a professor's home have to do with the war?
I can't explain it. All I can tell you is I have a feeling, and Mistra is my patron god, and she's been leaving me clues here and there, and they have all led me back to Professor Carsus. And I think that he might be hiding something.
Genevieve kind of like ponders.
Serenity sighs.
So that means either you need to find some way into his home to figure out what's been causing all of this for your country.
Yeah, that's the plan at least. I mean, if nothing's there, then I'm not really sure where I'll head next. At the very least, I'm hoping I'll find a clue.
Seamus, are you okay with this? The fate of 2 countries in your hands?
I mean, it's not in my hands. I'm just not saying anything.
Sorry, that's not Serenity laughing. That's just me.
Okay, well... I guess we have a lot to sleep on.
Yeah, I've decided what I'm gonna do, but I'm not here to decide for anyone else, but...
I say I'm not here at all.
Well, you said you might consider leaving the directions to his home.
Things get lost.
All right. She kind of like considers that, maybe slightly disapprovingly, but she slowly like walks to bed.
All right, and then Serenity's like, I'm sorry to trouble you guys. I know that this is a lot. And then she hops into bed. She says goodnight to Ulgor. Ulgor walks away, and she tucks herself in.
Can Ulgor sleep outside? He snores.
Yeah, he's sleeping outside. He has his own room. I think, right? Yeah, okay. He has his own. And so, Serenity goes back to sleep, and she goes, good night, guys.
Good night. Don't get us expelled. Good luck stopping the war.
So, in the middle of the night, could I creep up? Like, I want to wait until Serenity's asleep, and I want to wake up the other 2.
Okay, roll, stealth.
14.
Yeah. And she doesn't wake up.
Seamus, Genevieve, wake up.
What is it?
What is it? Again?
Let's go out to the garden and ponder.
Okay. I always wanted to try this actually, and I just think about going to the garden, and I place my hand out to nothing in front of me, and then
Go ahead.
And I turn my wrist and push.
And boom.
What? Wait, how did you do that?
Well, they said we just imagine a door to get to where we need to go on campus. And here we are. I closed the door behind me.
Is Seamus with us?
After I had popped through.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 3 of us have gone through. I just let myself through and then go.
Good luck.
Yeah, you guys
Where did you go?
your own doors.
What did you need to say? It's a beautiful night out.
What are we thinking? I, for one, am absolutely not on the side of letting her in. My parents would kill me.
Are you gonna try and stop her?
I don't know. I don't want to be responsible for snitching and causing a war,
Hmm.
but I also don't want to get in trouble. And I rake my.
I like Serenity, but I don't know if I want to be partially responsible for furthering tensions between two countries. If she wants to break into the headmaster's home, then that's her business, and she should find her own way and not use us as a means to get there.
Do I have the directions on me?
No, you haven't received an invitation yet.
Okay. I think about this, and yeah, I don't really want to be responsible either. But I think Serenity is pretty cool, and I'm not trying to get them kicked out either. But I'm also not trying to get myself kicked out. So sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing.
Well, also, this is more than any of us getting kicked out. You heard what she mentioned about further conflict
More
and
than getting kicked
potential
out.
war. Yes, war.
I can still go to school while there's a war.
Oh my god. Lives are at stake.
Lives are always at stake. I mean, or if she says,
How could you be so unsympathetic?
well, so if that's the plan, then
It's
you're
not
all
just that. It's also, how do we know that she's telling the truth and that she's not just gonna like try to assassinate?
Exactly, we
professor?
don't. We don't.
all right. What would assassinating one professor do?
Start a war, especially if the student is one of the few Delphians to be able to study in Dogwartz.
And also,
She's also
parents would kill
royalty.
me.
She's also royalty.
All I'm saying is the people that are losing their magical powers probably don't want to be the ones starting a war.
I don't know.
Yeah, good point.
I don't feel very good about this, but I don't know what to do because I think Serenity's really pretty and I want her to like me.
It's
You should have just like. You go ahead, sorry.
Look, I just want to. If we help Serenity, it's because we want to help Serenity. You know, no one's gonna. You don't have to. You know.
she's not gonna develop a crush on either of you if you help her out.
Okay, it's not about that. Okay.
Not
I'm
about
just-
that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. If we're helping a friend, we're helping a friend. All right.
Do
All
you,
right. So what are our options here?
we can one of the
say
options.
something.
Yes.
For reference,
That's-
she looks like this.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I know we know she's a baddie. All right.
We can.
Yeah.
A possibility is to tell Headmaster Carsus and warn him of her and Olgor's intentions. I do not trust Olgor.
Olgor's. Yeah, I don't know anything about Olgor.
I don't either. I'm glad he's not sleeping with us.
All right, so we could say something, and then what would happen then? I guess she would get kicked out, and then potentially escalate tensions between the two already tense countries. Or we just happen to leave the directions to the spot. That can't be traced back to us. You know, things get lost. You know, students are forgetful, and then she's sort of up to her own devices.
Or we could just not leave the note and let her figure it out on her own and not let her drag us into this. That way we're not snitching, but we're also not helping.
Admirable, I think I might be on your side on that one. If we're
Honestly, if anyone asks, I was asleep. I look at you guys. I was asleep. I
We're
didn't wake up.
we're
And I didn't
standing
hear anything.
we're standing in a garden discussing about this.
I got dragged out of bed first of
What
all.
a dream this is.
So I am most comfortable with, if we're not going to tell Headmaster Carsus or anyone about her and what she plans to do, then I think a good second choice is to let her find her own way if she needs to get there that badly. I don't know if leaving the directions to the headmaster's home is a good idea.
I think
guys are
just
making a
by
lot of
not
good points.
telling the headmaster, we're helping her. Cause yeah. Also, I didn't get an invitation, right?
I
I
don't have mine
lost.
yet.
No.
But I lost, right? I'm not getting invited.
Yeah, you're not getting invited.
So I'm just gonna enjoy my sleepwalk right now. I'm sleeping right now.
Okay. You look very tired. I'm glad you're getting beauty sleep.
It's also really unfair that he got brought into this, having not won, yet still knowing the entire plan.
All right. Honestly, I think you guys have convinced me. If it's that important, and if her deity is really by her side, I'm sure that she'll find a way and will be guided there. And I
I
think
can't
that's a good true
believe
test of her true intentions.
that you pulled a, oh yeah, your god exists. Show me.
What do you mean?
You
I'm
asked her if
saying-
you could talk to her deity.
Okay, if you had a chance to speak with someone who directly speaks to their god all the time, would you not want to speak with their deity?
Maybe after I know her a little. But yeah.
Like all I know is I've heard stories of quite a few powerful warlocks and paladins. So whenever there's a chance to meet a patron, I don't pass it up. All right. You never
Alright,
know what
that's
type of
fair,
adventures
that's
I could
fair.
take you on. You know.
That's fair, that's fair.
That's fair. So, are we agreed then? We won't be telling Headmaster Carsus, but we also won't be telling Serenity how to get there.
I think so. What do
I think
you?
we're
Should we
also
tell her that?
agreed that I'm not telling her because I wasn't here.
You
Right.
woke us up.
I can't be the only one in this.
All three of us are in this. All right. You're not gonna be the only one out of it either. All right. That's crazy. All right. I
Yeah.
think I'll leave a note explaining how we feel instead of leaving the instructions, but I'm not gonna say anything until then.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Can we go back to bed?
So bed.
Yeah. I won't be
Nice.
waking you guys up anymore this time.
Try opening a door in front of me.
Okay, the door opens. Hold on, sorry. Give me one.
No worries.
Hold on.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go grab my chapstick then. I didn't need to leave. Sorry. There we go.
oh, okay. Okay. Oh, did Aina call a break, or did I just miss something? I thought she was setting something.
I think she was, but I think it might be more complicated. I don't know why she disappeared.
Oh,
I
okay.
have some cake calling my name downstairs.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
So if
We'll take a break then. All right.
Okay,
Sweet.
yeah. All right, cake time.
All right.
Fuck
Sweet.
that.
Cake time.
Hey all, DM here. The audio got cut out, but I'll give you the lowdown on what you missed. So, after talking to Serenity about her concerns about the budding disgruntlement between the two countries, Delphi, a land of paladins that believe strongly in gods granting them magic, and Alexandria, where Dogwartz is, and is a land of wizards that believes magic should come from your own self-motivation and is ruled by the Council of Eight, she asks if she can join Seamus and Genevieve at their dinner, since she's been getting strange premonitions from her god about him, and wants to prevent what could be an upcoming war. They opt not to tell on her, but also not to help her, since they're afraid of the repercussions that it might cause. They wake up with an announcement that it's breakfast time, and a door pops up beside them. During breakfast, Genevieve, Admirable, and Seamus have their breakfast served to them, and even meet up with Harold and Alfira. They talk about how they stream their dreams on Twatch, and briefly about Seamus's pet. Genevieve receives a closet of clothing, of different clothes mailed from her mother, while mail is being delivered to all the different students during breakfast, and asks to have it placed in the never-ending closet in their room. They then all get their ID cards, where some characters get better pictures than others. Seamus looking not so great in his, and Genevieve's being almost unrecognizable and pretty much unusable. They attend Intro to Wizardry 101, where Carsus teaches them the basics of what it means to be a wizard, aka learning, truth, and intelligence, and emphasizes a wizard's biggest weakness, which is hubris. While he does this, he also bullies them into giving them an answer for why they want to be a wizard, and emphasizes the fact that it can't be for anyone else but yourself. He then gives them an assignment to make a growing potion. They need to find Ironwood Heart to do so, but they don't know where to find it, so they go to the library by pulling up a door to get there. There, they meet Serenity, who consoles them about their flawed ID cards, and Miranda the librarian lets them through with their IDs, but hesitantly since their IDs aren't doing so great. The library opens up from a small room to an expansive library, with the level 1 wizards only getting access to a few books in the back, including How to Make a Girl for Dummies, Reading the Stars, What Your Familiar Says About You, and Potions for Dummies. Admirable seems especially excited about How to Make a Girl for Dummies. They realize that the Ironwood is under the biggest tree in Dogwartz after reading the Potions for Dummies, and that they need to mash it, bathe it in moonlight, and then apply it to the soles of their feet. The four of them pull up another door, and decide to visit Harold and Elfira, since they might have a better clue as to how to get to the biggest tree in Dogwartz. When they do open the door, Elfira and Harold seem shocked that they're in their room all of a sudden. Flustered, they tell them where the tree is in the botanical garden, and Elfira shows Seamus his frog. Seamus then introduces his original pet frog to his new deer familiar, Darton. At the botanical garden, once they open a new door and get to the botanical garden, they each grab one of the beating ironwood hearts of the tree, some more brutally than others, since it involves reaching into the roots of the tree and grabbing that heart. They then prepare the spell and leave it out in their rooms to bathe in moonlight. Afterwards, they decide to visit the Phases, Admirable's parents, to see if they can get their ID pictures retaken, since it seems like Carsus might be a little strict if they ask him directly. Spoiler, but they can't. And then Admirable is able to grab some materials to make a girl while he's at home, namely sugar, flour, and eggs. Just flour and eggs. And they find his mom boiling potions in the kitchen to make culinary monsters, and then quickly see his dad, Hugo, who's working in the study. After they leave the Phases house, Seamus mentions that he wants to go check in on that job opening at the restaurant, and they go into town, where he does actually get the job, and on his first day, they fix a giant hole in the wall of the bathroom with Entangle. As they're at the restaurant, Jen and Seamus receive letters to tell them they're late for dinner with Carsus. While they get ready, Admirable has a date with Serenity, and Olgor says he'll be scoping the area around Serenity. As Jen and Seamus race towards the courtyard, a riddle makes itself known.
The courtyard where you once were, where you first entered the campus, now has a riddle written in the ground. Always old, sometimes new, never sad, never empty, sometimes full, never pushes, always pulls.
Alright, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You cut out through half of that on my end at least.
Can you repeat?
yeah.
I'm like, this is really important.
Yeah.
Always old, sometimes new, never sad, sometimes blue, never empty, sometimes full, never pushes, always pulls.
The moon. You said, I think he mentioned bringing the sword out. Perhaps if we pull it out and reflect the moon's light off of it or something.
Is there a sword there?
No, the sword that you won, remember?
Oh, of course. Oh, this old thing? It's alright. Seamus is a little airheaded sometimes, but, he gets the job done.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so always old, never new, sometimes blue, never sad, sometimes blue. Okay, yeah. Yeah, like you said, the moon. Got it. Okay, moon sword. Didn't he say something about presenting the prize?
That's the prize, wasn't it?
I was. Okay.
So roll. I'll just tell you guys because I didn't write it. It's hard for you guys to hear me, but he also said use the prize to present the answer.
I point to the moon with my sword.
And it goes, and the fountain starts to drain. The statue in the middle of it rises. The bottom sinks, and you can see a staircase leading below.
After you, winner.
Let's go get some free food. Hey, you too.
Yeah, let's go. And timidly make our way down the staircase into the fountain and underground.
I'm playing it cool, but before my head sort of goes like under the level of the stairs where I like can't see around me, I sort of make like a check around me to see if we're being followed or if I see anybody. Any shimmering light or anything like that. Or any footprints.
Roll perception.
Okay. I got a 5. What is the nat 1?
Nope, it is a. You see absolutely nothing. It's super dark. You just don't see anything.
Alright, good enough for me. I descend the steps.
Okay, yeah. In fact, you are so blind because it's so dark that you trip down the stairs.
Oh my god.
And roll. Wait, you said that you got a nat 1, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got a +4 modifier, but I mean, yeah, it was nat 1.
Okay. Yeah, just roll a d3 for damage.
Howie. Alright, I got 4. I know you said D3, but that's not a thing, so I rolled a D4 and I got a 4.
I don't know why that.
I didn't want to say that either.
I know, but I wasn't gonna say anything, but then I got a 4, of fucking course. So now I get to look like an asshole and take 4 damage.
That's so funny.
Sorry, I don't know why I said 3. Okay, yeah, you get a 4.
Alright, ow.
Damn.
I got a skinned up knee.
You're fine. You're fine. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Carsus has some magical food for you.
One can only hope.
Yeah, and Genevieve makes it down the stairs, and when you reach the bottom of the stairs, it's kind of like the sides of the stairs don't have anything next to them, and as you descend, more light comes from the bottom, where you can kind of see that to the right and to the left of the stairs is just a garden, and then a pathway. Like this.
Oh my god.
It's like somehow daytime down here.
Wow.
Magic, you know?
I'm like covering my eyes to adjust
And
for the
you are
light.
now at our house.
We know what? What did you say was the last part?
Oh, I said you're at Carsus's house now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay.
I guess
You can hear his voice, but you can't see him, and he goes, "You're late."
Kind of like hurriedly walk to the door right before like the knocker or the bell, and look at Seamus before going for it.
I say we just go in. We're already late enough as it is.
Okay, we push through.
And he goes, "Well, well, well. Look who decided to show up." And then he goes, "Ha ha ha, just kidding. Welcome, my esteemed guests."
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Thank
I
you.
do a
for-
Sevi of relief.
Yeah, and you can tell he is like in a slightly better mood than he was earlier in the day. And now that he's not teaching your class, and he leads you inside his house. You pass a waiting room where there are red silk couches and a study to the right that's open. You can see a desk and some papers scattered across it, a bookshelf, and a painting of himself. He sits you down at the dinner table. It's steak and grape juice. He dims the lights. And then as he's about to welcome you, he's like, so how was your day? First day of class and all?
So, somewhat stressful.
I mean, you got to see the better part of it, at least our classes. We were able to find the root, though.
He pretends like he doesn't know. He's like, oh. And he says, well, I hope you enjoy your steaks. I assumed medium rare. Is that okay with everyone? Yes.
I'm vegetarian.
Oh, of course. My mistake. Snap, and then it's gone, and it's like.
Wait,
so
no, I would have taken it. Sorry. I just gasped when it disappears, but I don't say anything.
And he goes, do you have a preference for anything? I can make a mean veggie quiche.
That'll be fine, thank you.
And boom, veggie quiche. It's like super beautiful. You would guess that it's a creme brulee almost. That's how like glistening it is. But yep, quiche.
Thank you.
Of course. Is the grape juice fine with you? I wasn't sure if you were underage or not. Level 1s, I assume, are not.
It's fine, thank you.
Or are, sorry. And then he goes. So. And then awkward silence. Waiting for one of you to ask him a question because he's sitting at like this.
So how long have you been at Dogwartz?
He looks down. He shifts a little uncomfortably. A while.
I mean, 10 years is a while, so is a millennium.
I'd say more than a millennia, less than 5 millennia.
Got it.
Okay.
Does it get dry after a while?
Yeah, but I mean, what choice do we really have? And then there's a knocking at the door. And he goes, excuse me for a moment while I get that. And then it's another student, and you can hear it, and he's like, he sees other student, and this other student is mumbling something kind of angrily, and he leads that student to the back patio where they're like, you can tell that they're starting to talk.
Can I hear them clearly?
No, you can hear bits and snips. If you move a little closer, you can.
I moved to eavesdrop.
Okay, roll investigation. Or no, stealth.
I got a 12.
Okay, cool. So you hear the other student go, I know who you are. And then it's like some other bits and pieces you can't really tell, and then he goes, I need to know. I need it. And then Carsus goes, you don't need it. No one needs it. And then as this is happening, you hear a shuffling in the study.
Can we turn around to
Is this
see the study
between
from here?
No,
Or
you can't see this. There's a wall. Like if you like you're in the dining room, Then the study is like right here. This is the hallway. The table is right here though. So you just need to walk a little bit.
I peek
There's
through the
nothing
door
there.
and just sort of look towards the study.
Yeah, you see papers flying around.
Oh, as if someone's invisible and shuffling through the stuff. Okay. Hey, I'm just inferring what I infer. You don't need to confirm nor deny. So are they doing it, or are the papers being shuffled neatly, or are they sort of just being like ransacked, where it's like being tossed everywhere?
You can't tell that much. The door to the study isn't open that much. You can just see like a portion of the desk. But the portion you see, it like looks pretty neat, but you don't know what could be going on behind there.
Do you have any more of that sand?
Yeah, I have a bit of it. Here,
Do you want
and
to throw
I
it?
give it to Genevieve.
Okay, I just try to toss it in the direction I see the papers being tussled.
So at this point, have you crossed the hallway? Are you in the study?
Oh well, I followed right behind Seamus, and from around his shoulder attempted to.
Okay. So you guys are here. Are you gonna push open the door to the study before you do that?
Oh, I mean, I suppose if I don't have a good view of the study, then I would do that, yeah.
Okay. So the door is now ajar. The sand has been thrown, and roll dexterity.
$18.
All right, yeah, and you can see that the sand is now Ulgor shaped.
It's all gore.
Well, we could have guessed it was Olgor. What's our
It
plan
could
now?
have been him or Serenity. Well, now we know.
Oh, that's true. We know it's Olgor. Should we just go back to our table?
There's
Should
now
we-
sand everywhere in the study.
Should we tell Carsus?
I feel like that would just make tensions higher.
So let him. Well, Professor Carsus is going to come back and see his study a mess. He's going to.
And that's when Ulgor discovers something at the base of the desk. It like starts to glow red. And you can hear him visibly gasp. And he runs out. You can hear him stomp. He's like not trying to be sneaky anymore.
Did he take it with him, or did he leave it?
He
It's etched into the desk, so he left it, and he runs out. And
I
then
run into the study and I look at what he saw.
Yeah, I chase after.
Okay, but before you guys can get very far, Carsus notices, and as he notices, he appears right in front of you two. His shadow grows and covers the light from touching any of you. Suddenly, it's like an unpure darkness. There's like zero light, and one can see anything at all.
Sorry.
That's what you see. So roll right d20.
You kind of cut off the last sentence or two.
We just can't see anything, right? Like it's totally dark.
Okay.
Ah, shit. Okay, sorry. That was.
Damn, rolled a nat 20, bro.
Okay.
I rolled an 8. I'm blind. I'm actually blind.
10 seconds. Hold on.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like pitch black, and it's like the pitch black came from Carsus's shadow and like seemed to like hug you guys. And then Seamus, you said you got a D20, and then what did you get?
8.
8. Okay. So Seamus, Before Seamus's eyes flashes a stone statue pouring with blood from its mouth. And for you, Genevieve, you just hear, or you feel what seems to be an earthquake and people screaming.
Oh my god.
Is this what I actually do? I see it in a room, or is that all I see? As if it's like a vision?
As if it's a vision. But it's like, because it's pure darkness, except for those two things, or for the things that you've seen. And then you wake up in your beds to Serenity shaking you guys and asking you what happened.
Oh. We were having dinner with Professor Carsus, and then we heard a noise. Well, someone interrupted the dinner and spoke with Professor Carsus out back. They seemed to exchange words, like heated words, and then at the same time we heard someone rummaging through Professor Carsus's study, and then when we
Olgor.
Yeah.
And then, Admirable, you're here too. So you're awake and you're like, we've just come back from our room, or from town, and we found them in bed asleep.
Got
Have you
it.
s-
Okay,
have
because I was
you
gonna say,
seen
where
Olgor
was
yet?
I?
Yeah, you're here. We just came back. And then she says, I haven't seen Ulgor all day.
You haven't seen him yet?
No, he usually comes to check in around this time. I don't know where he is. We need to find him.
I think Olgor and I tried to open a door in front of me.
Yeah, the door doesn't pop up.
Whatever
He
it
must
was you and Olga were looking for, he definitely found it.
But why wouldn't he tell me? What did you guys see?
It was something glowing red that was in the it was in the study.
Could you try to draw it for me?
All I know is that it was glowing red, and
Yeah,
that
but-
Olgor didn't take it with him, even though he could have.
And
So I don't know if it was either too big or
before we got to it, we were found out.
She starts to shake a little bit. He wouldn't run out for no reason. Must be something bad. I don't know. I guess we can only go to sleep and hope he shows up in the morning.
Did you guys see us appear here, or did they come in?
Yeah,
while we were sleeping?
how long were we here for?
We just came back. We're at dinner for maybe, I don't know, like an hour or two.
Do you want to go back to the courtyard to investigate?
You still have the sword, or at least you should.
I checked myself. Do I still have my sword?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, let's go back to the courtyard.
We think courtyard and find a door, push through it, and get ourselves there.
Do I see any sand leading out of the stairs?
So
Nice.
who goes to the courtyard?
Oh, I
Presumably
was inviting
all of us.
us.
Admirable, are you coming?
Yes, I am.
So you go to the yard and everything is as it was. There's no riddle on the floor. The fountain isn't open. The fountain is filled with water.
Leading from
nothing.
leading from the fountain, I search around the entire basin of it, looking for traces of sand.
Yeah, you see some sand.
Where does it lead?
Out the gate, or to what seems the direction of like out at school.
I follow the sand as far as it'll take me.
Yeah, and at the end of the trail you see a note, and it's addressed to Serenity, and it says, "It's him. that's Carsus. And then it's like a picture of the sigil, and it's like a drawing of the sigil. And Serenity like falls backwards. And she's like, no, it can't be.
What does this mean? Fill the rest of us in.
He's supposed to be dead. Carsus was a great wizard once upon a time. Decades, millennia ago, and what he did was he was so strong, he tried to become a god. He was even god for a single moment. He was supposed to have been turned to stone as punishment. He can't be here. He can't. If he's here and the gods find out that he's alive, it will be war. That would make sense. Something has to be up. He must be trying to become a god again. The Council of Eight must have been hiding this. Where's Olgor? And then as this is happening, meteors start falling from the sky.
Holy shit!
Because of war.
And the meteors making contact with the school. The ground starts to shake. Buildings are falling. Say goodbye to Forever 200.
Oh my god.
And yeah. Roll for damage real quick.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Did we cause a fucking war?
Wait, what did we roll?
And,
What do we roll?
roll a d6.
Also, I'll be right back. Sorry. Use the restroom.
It only took one, but holy shit.
Damn, I took 4 more. Goddamn. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. Meteors.
Hey, remember when we caused a fucking war?
Oh look, we don't know shit. We don't know who caused.
Yeah, we did. We have no part in this.
Anyways. It's at this time, as meteors are falling, that a door opens in front of you. And Serenity says, she looks up and she goes, it's too late.
Are we still in the courtyard?
Yep.
All right, hold up my sword to the moon. Does anything happen?
Nope, but there's a door in front of you guys now if you want to go through that.
I grab
yeah, let's
I
go
grab
through that
Seamus's.
door.
Yeah, no, I grab Admirable's hand and take us through the door.
All right. And you see Carsus at the other end. He's
No.
in what seems to be a darker cave. You don't know where it is. And he looks at you and he goes, "What have you done?"
Us!
What have we done? Bro, I just go here.
Literally.
Didn't do anything,
What the? Yeah,
sir.
Carthus, what the fuck is happening? And that's in character, by the way.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah,
then-
same. I'm like, I didn't do anything, sir.
and he says,
Is this lesson 2?
and then he says, "No, this isn't a joke. This is the beginning of the end. I've
The end
teleported the
of-
students to their respective homes. And I've sent Harold and Alfira to try to do the same. I need to tell you what happened. Been under the control of the Council of Eight. They have my son's grave. And my only regret in the short life that I lived." And then he turns and goes, "I need your help. You need to find the gateway to the heavens, speak to the gods, and try to placate them directly. They're angry, but they don't understand. It's not my fault. I didn't want to come back. I was fine in the stone."
So you are that Carthus.
Oh, you're not lying. Yeah, they weren't lying. You really are like a god who shouldn't be here.
Yeah, but I know what's happening in Delphi, but that's not my fault. I don't know why they're losing their power. It must be something else.
What do you need from us to find a
Can I
gateway to the heavens?
tell?
Where do we
Can
find
I
that?
get a sense if he's lying?
Sure. Roll perception.
12.
No, he doesn't seem like he's lying. And he seems like a weirdly more sincere than anything you've seen from him thus far.
More himself now than he was before.
Not more himself, but like more scared.
What's Serenity's reaction to all of this? What does she look like?
She's still in shock. She's like, she hasn't entered through the door yet. She's like looking down, and she's like panting, and she's like has her head in her hands, and she's going like, no, this can't be real. This can't be real. Like I and then all of a sudden you see Hugo phase running through, and then he's like, Carsus, how could you? You'll never see him again. And Serenity goes, no, it wasn't his fault. It was me. It was Olgor. It was me. It's my fault. Hugo raises his hand. And Carsus looks up at the sky again. And he says, there's only one more thing we can do. And that's where we'll end it. Ooh, that's not a good time. Yeah, and that's where we can call it for today.
Damn.
Right, for sure, dude.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
spicy, dude.
That's
really fucking spicy. One thing, I started this day off as a student, and now we're gonna try to convince gods that a wannabe god didn't intend to do what he did.
Yep. Hopefully you I want to check on the tavern. They may or may not have a place anymore, or they might have more holes for you
I
to
was
patch.
gonna say, they
literally,
need more
like,
repairs. Like,
We
it's good
patched
for-
up the hole.
Good for Shameless
For-
Seamus.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. That one.
No, dude.
No, that was
What
really
do you
good. What do you
mean?
mean
That
bearing
was
with you? That was
so
really
good,
good.
yeah.
I genuinely feel like as DM, like everything feels like it's going straight to shit. But as like a player, it's like, oh, this is so fun. Like
Yeah.
it never feels disorganized, or like you're like, you know,
Yeah.
putting the tracks in front of the train. Like it feels
Yeah.
really fun, dude.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, as long as you guys are having fun, I
Yeah,
just
having a
like,
blast.
yeah.
Having a great time.
This was a lot of setup
Mhm.
for what's to come.
Yeah.
Mm,
I'm so excited.
thanks for doing it.
Yeah.
Well, see you guys later. Good night.
Mhm.
Night. Thank you.
Catch y'all on the next one. It was good seeing y'all.
See you on
Yeah.